Midwest, home sweet home in good old Indiana. Place of small towns, cozy families gathered together, and fields of corn and rustic woods. But, like any town, there is a dark underbelly that often goes unnoted. We are part of that darkness. We lurk in the shadows to bring you the best in horror, metal, and stories of the grotesque. This is Blood in the Cornfields.
All right, welcome in, Cellar Dwellers. I'm Mark.
And I'm Ivy.
And we are Blood in the Cornfields. Been a minute.
Yeah, it has. I mean, we've been doing nothing but nonstop interviews recently, which is good.
I know.
We never complain.
And I'm glad you got what I meant by been a minute, because it's not been a minute since we've done an episode, but been a minute since we've done one of these episodes.
Yes, a movie review.
Yes, which I'm excited. I've got some other thoughts on movie reviews and stuff coming up too. So, but yes, we have a movie review episode, so we are going to spoil the hell out of it. Just forewarned.
Yep. So if you saw the title of it, you know exactly what we're spoiling.
Yes. We will be talking about Evil Dead Burn, which we have some history with this because we were expecting the trailer when we went and saw the Mummy. Yes, that just
you
wasn't there.
You were so pissed off.
Dude, I was so pissed. And I even kept thinking, maybe Into the Mummy, the beginning part of it was the trailer, but they just didn't, let us know. They were just like, oh, we're going to run it. Because I don't know if that was just in the media or if we actually read, a publication.
There was an article that said, there is a possibility.
Publication, not publification. I don't think that's even a word.
I like your use of it, though.
Yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, publication. I think there was a publication or something that said that we were supposed to get some sort of Evil Dead Burn, trailer before the actual film for the Mummy. That didn't happen in our theater.
No, not in good old Indiana.
No, nope.
We don't get nice things around her.
See, it makes me wonder because, did you hear about the recent movie that came out, The Odyssey, and how it had a horror movie trailer before it that's scared the shit out of everybody?
Really? I didn't know that.
But the thing is it's not scary to us. It's
for the Odyssey crowd.
Yeah.
Which I want to see that movie. I love Christopher Nolan stuff. I think I think with the Odyssey thing that's really interesting is I don't know how attainable movies like that are really anymore.
Yeah, the big scale epics.
Because it's my understanding that was shot in multiple countries.
That's cool.
So you have to have a team of people working to coordinate and all that stuff, and that's not really practical. And that kind of I will touch on that subject again on what exactly I mean by that because I have a little rant queued up that I'm going to get into in a little bit. But things new. What you've got some stuff that I know you want to talk about.
So the reason,
fire away.
Yeah, the reason I talk about all that stuff when it comes to movie theaters and stuff like that as well, we got to see the first 30 minutes of Evil Dead Burn. I'll have a story in a second.
Sure.
We got to see the first 30 minutes of Evil Dead Burn after we saw Joni at Tibbs Drive-In Movie Theater.
Yes, which is sold out.
It sold out so quick. I'm glad I bought our tickets way in advance because this is a trip for us. It's in Indianapolis. This is 3 hours away, and we got a child, so we can't just pick it up willy-nilly.
Yes, and you and your husband and your son were all able to go, which is awesome. I unfortunately wasn't able to. I recently started a new second job. And I just couldn't go requesting off work basically right when I started. So was a little bit disappointed, but got me a Jody shirt and some buttons that I'm gonna take some pictures of and put out there on the internet. And
Carla and
Carla.
Rachel were so sweet. They wanted to make sure that you got it. You got your Jody shirt, so that was nice.
I appreciate it. That's awesome of them. Yeah. I'm gonna definitely tag them and hopefully get some chatter on my page about it because I did not see it yet, but we have plans to change that.
Yes, we do. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we both are able to do this just because we got to schedule it with Carla and we are thinking about using the Bremen Theater. Guys, if you're listening, help us out.
Yeah,
We'd like to do this. Maybe September, October. Not sure what schedule would look best for Carla.
Because we got to sell that bitch out, too.
Yeah.
She sold out Tibbs. We got to sell this out. So, and we are counting on you out there. We have been hyping this movie up for over a year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it had to have been over a year.
Over a year now. Well, not quite over a year because we interviewed with them in February.
Yeah.
So half a year.
But I think, and we were talking about it, though, way before we had him on, though. Or at least, I remember a couple times.
That's true.
But anyway, it's definitely one of those movies that we support. And, it's a little bit easier with Carla because she's in indie. So she's close, because we support the shit out of independent film, but like obviously if you're in New York
or in the case of Beyond Mamushi, you're in another
UK, country. Yeah. There's only so much we can do here with this little podcast, but we definitely will try our best to kind of support. But that's the thing that was unique with Jody, and even more so compared to like Robbie in St. Louis. Like, yeah, he came up, but that's still a hell of a lot further than driving from Indy. So that was one thing that really is cool and felt more bonding for us with them, is the fact that they also did come up and do an episode with us. So I'm really excited for that. I will be there. I've put in enough time now that like if I request something off, it's all good. And hey, I'm at the point where if I don't get the days that I want, then you know what, you can piss off. I'll do other stuff. I'm getting too old to let a job tell me when I can and cannot do things.
Yeah.
The older I get, I've mentioned several times I'm turning into a big hippie, and I am. I have some viewpoints that I'll express that are still kind of that too, but just excited. I hope we can do this Bremen event because that'll be awesome. That'll be so awesome. Oh, absolutely. And Bremen Theater is an amazing little theater. Like you guys can pack that thing. You can pack that bitch up. It'll be fun. And their concessions are real cheap. So guys, come on. I don't know if it'd be possible either, but I know we have so many friends out there that maybe we can get a person's short film in front of it. Oh, 100%. We talked to... Because then that'd be another crowd to bring more people in. I think that'd be a great idea. We talked to Colin and Marissa. Mm-hmm. We could get their shorts. Yeah, absolutely. We've got that planned, but did you want to talk about the movie a little bit? Non-spoiler for this one. Non-spoiler for Jody. So... Where do you even begin with Jody? It looks fun. It's so fun. It looks fun. It is a very fun Indiana trash movie. I don't know how else to describe it. Like it's trashy in a fun way. Good. If that makes sense. I know the best way to describe it is it's definitely very 80s themed. We talked about that, but it's modern. So don't get it twisted that Jody just has something wrong with her. Sweet. And it is most definitely very much a comedy, more than it is like it's horror. It's definitely horror, but it's definitely a horror comedy. Yeah. Like you are going to laugh throughout this thing multiple times. It definitely was filmed very well. The actors look like they're having a fucking blast every time that I, saw them on screen and even off screen, because a lot of the actors were roaming around. That's cool. At the drive-ins. So I got to meet some of them. So was Jody cool. herself there? No, Jody wasn't there. I think she was there the first night. Was she? Okay. Well, yeah, you can't. You can't be there all the time. Hell, I couldn't even make it, so I totally understand. So that was pretty cool. Let's see here. Their merch should be on their website. If not, it is. Yeah, I saw that they had something that they were saying that it's gonna be up, but that may have been today or yesterday. So it literally, it'll, by the time this airs, I'm assuming it'll be up. Yeah, because they would have finished their last drive-in showing, which is so cool. I like that. For our showing, it was Evil Dead Burn as the double feature. Yeah. For the next one, it's going to be Her Personal Hell as the second double feature. Okay. I kind of wanted to see for Her Private Hell or something like that. Yeah, it's something like that. That's cool. I love that. I think that's really neat that happened. So, yeah, no, I think people that are able to see the movie are going to really, really like it. And honestly, it wasn't bad. Like, as far as, like, of course it's not bad. But it's not like... There's a lot of cursing and swearing in it, but luckily my son knows better. But, like, he was entertained through it. He had a good time. Good. Yeah, and it wasn't really anything too scary. There was definitely blood in it, but it wasn't, like, scary. Scary, yeah. A lot of kills are implied. Yeah. I don't know how else to describe them. But you'll see. So
So it's a lot of fun.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting. It's cool to see somebody, living out, I don't want to say their dreams per se, because I don't know if it's like her dream or if it's just her goal or however she would word it, but to see somebody, living that out. And then I thought it's so cool that the first showing sold out. But then also, how cool is it that, like, it's being shown before Evil Dead?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
right?
I can't really think of a better premiere type thing than that.
Right?
Like,
oh my god,
that's like, pretty freaking cool.
Even for the people that were showing up for Evil Dead, they stuck around and watched Jodie. Like, they were excited for it.
Is that what it was? Is Evil Dead first, Jodie second?
No, Jodie first.
Jodie
Evil
first?
Dead.
Yeah, okay, that's awesome.
Evil Dead second, so
that's
that was
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah.
I unfortunately only got to see the first 30 minutes of it at the drive-in. Now, I saw it later, of course. We saw it later. Yeah. But, oh my god. God bless the parents of toddlers. It's a lot. It was probably midnight by the time that, like, Evil Dead was about ready to air.
Oh, dude, I'd have been done.
Yeah.
I would have been done.
I mean, we were really close, too, but we thought, because he was getting sleepy, you can tell he was getting a little fussy, and I'm like, okay, he's going to fall asleep. He's going to be fine. Like, he's going to be out. No.
Nope.
This kid was fighting sleep like like none other. And I'm just like, dude, you don't even want to watch this anyway. And so we're just doing our best to, like, lull this kid to sleep. We walk him around like when he was a baby, but he's, like, watching everything else, and he's constantly trying to look over our shoulder at the screen, and it's like, no, you actually don't want to see that. It's going to be some nasty, terrible things happening.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until, like, we finally got him in his car seat. We strapped him in because we're like, okay, if he doesn't calm down in, like, 5 minutes... we're gonna leave. We can't take this, and it's not fair to him. So, as disappointed as we were, we ended up having to leave because he was still fighting sleep. But by God, we were 5 minutes down the road. He was out. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, we could have watched this damn thing. No. He was done.
He was out.
And it's just like, fuck. Oh,
that's how it is.
Oh well.
That's how it is.
So, but luckily we got to see it.
Yes,
and they saw
absolutely.
it together. And Minnie saw it.
Yes.
What a brave girl.
She had to talk herself through that movie. She's my kid, and I love her to death, but man, she talked way too much, which I get it. She had to talk herself through some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, she, I was like, I'm under the assumption she wasn't going to watch it, and she would have come over. I was like, yeah, you can hang out with Casper, and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, I want to watch a movie. And I'm like, nah, I don't think this is really one that you'd watch or whatever. I was like, it's pretty scary. And I was like, I don't expect you to. That's not what coming over was about,
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, no, I want to watch it. I'm like, all right, we're going to watch the trailer and I'm going to gauge, like, what you think of it. And then, of course, she was all, oh, that's nothing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, let's not get ahead of ourselves. You don't have to put
girl.
You don't have to fake it with me. And so, she watched it. She watched it. There's a couple times she had to get up and kind of go. And, of course, I was making sure she was still good because, she could get up and leave at any moment, But no, she stuck through it, so...
Well, we'll definitely get into our thoughts about it in just a little bit, but there'll be a small rant prior to that that I feel is important because it has to do with physical media.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, and as you guys know, physical media is so incredibly important to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know more about this topic than I do, but I feel it's important.
So, for me... And it's been a little bit of time now, but, recently in the news, it had come out that Sony is doing away with discs. Not a shock. Any of you gamers pretty much knew that this was going to be coming. Your system is already basically tied to the internet for use anyway. So in the grand scheme of things, this may not seem like a big deal, but... To me, it is because it's the dying of an era, but it is accompanied by so many other things, and it's not just the disc going away. It's so many things with it. And what I mean is, with a lot of things, and like we were talking to Luke before, it's a step in a direction of continuing to seize control, continuing to monopolize, continuing to move down that path of greed and all that. And Luke had made several mentions, this has been going on for years, and he had mentioned that they had magnets in there to where when you bought the movie, it was a one-time use.
Yeah, so that would have been like for VHS tapes.
Yeah,
like
VHS,
VHS first was coming out on home video, and people, like, higher-ups were like, no, that's not going to make us any money. What do you mean that you can...
Watch it over and over.
Watch it over and over. Like, no, they need to rewind it. So there'd be tapes where they would have a magnet already in it. So as soon as you watch that film is basically gone. It's done. You could only watch it one time. You can't rewind it. Nothing.
Yeah.
That's a dead tape. But then there was also some video stores that had a special cassette where it was a one-time thing, so because rewinders were not as accessible back then. One-time thing. So if you wanted to watch it again, let's say it's like a children's movie, that little kid's going to watch it over and over again. No. You need to drive your ass all the way back to the video store where you got it from. Get it rewound. You're going to pay again for this damn tape, and you're going to go back.
Yeah, and, that's kind of the beginning stages, and this is just an advancement on that. And the path that we're continuing to go down is now increasing, because in this day and age, as all of you listeners know, nothing happens slowly. Unless you're going to the government and you want something that they don't want you to have, then it's going to take years. But everything is moving so fast. But for me, it's a big sign of caution and things to come, because the gaming industry is just massive. It has become such a huge thing. And the biggest game in existence of the history of video games, GTA 6, will be coming out in November.
Oh my God.
And that is going to only be released digital. Now, there's been other games strictly released digital, quite a few of them.
Yeah.
But the biggest game ever. I mean, this thing, if it even performs 50% to forecasts, it's already been pre-ordered. My understanding, $240 million have already been pre-ordered for this game. That's not out till November 11th. But even for what they're forecasting, if it were to do 50% of what they forecast, it would still smash every record. So what this does is this changes how society is run. So what I mean by that is, when we had the whole Napster, and then we had the Spotify, and we had the apps, because there's so many of them and they've evolved. We'll just call them the apps. But it evolved over years. That was a slower evolution, took quite a few years. But what that has done is where we're at now. How many people do you know own CDs?
Besides us?
Besides you. I actually don't have any CDs anymore, but it basically killed the CD industry. Now, there are some younger, I don't even know the generation, but younger kids that are kind of getting into vinyl and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That it still has a market, but as far as what it used to be, it's destroyed. It's not what it is or what it used to be. It's now become a novelty.
Yep.
It's not become everyone has this. It's a select few as like a novelty habit.
Yep. Same where some bands will still do cassette tapes. And it's like, oh no, only a select few are going to buy the cassette tapes.
Yep. So where the music industry is now, and this is coming from a former musician that I still have a little bit of ears to the ground in some things that happen. And what's going on now, and I'm still sticking with music, even though this initially turned into video games, sticking with music, we're getting to a point where we have, and I try not to get political, but there is a lot of government and politics that are behind this, because I'll just use this as an example. We have a shitty president that is taking us into a war that is completely unnecessary, that is driving up prices. And what that does is these bands that try to go on tour, they're having to make cuts. Like, I brought up the example of a band that I really enjoy. They're called Periphery. They're really creative musicians. They're very, very talented. The drummer, Matt, I absolutely love, and that's how I kind of found the band. But anyway, like they literally can't really afford to tour anymore, because with the price of diesel going up, the price of everything goes up. That means the venue prices go up. the people behind the scenes prices go up, and it becomes not practical for artists to tour anymore. So we're going to come to a point where now we've started out owning albums, then the apps came in, and then now everything else is becoming, non-ownership, that the profits are going down. And then we have other shit outside of, the world happening that's driving up prices further. But we're going to be at a point where, and we already are, like European bands, they can't afford to come over here anymore. No, they get hassled for visas. They get, worried about showing up at the airport and then turned right back around. And then they a lot of times they get stranded. It's my understanding that they used to, back in the day, if you were a European artist or a foreign artist that wanted to come to the United States, you just had to go to a U.S. consulate in whatever country. You could go to whatever country and you could get approved for a temporary visa. Now, that's not the case. In an instance of this band that I had heard, they were on tour and they had to go back to their country. Didn't get approved, would have to go to the court system in order to get approved, and at that point they said this isn't even worth it. It's not worth it. So what I'm kind of getting at is music is going to continue to change, and it's going to change because music is not physical anymore. It became apps, and then apps became not accessible, and now with prices being driven up, it just becomes this whole ball of wax. So I fear that like bands you're only going to be able to watch live are like regional. Because they're not going to be able to travel from New York to LA or whatever. Right. It's going to be more regional. The whole thing that I'm getting to is we've made everything less personal. It's just way less personal now. And how that translates to the discs is the same kind of thing is happening. You can't own the discs anymore. So, the endless things, how that changes. Now, like I said, you'll have some people that'll be like, dude, like if you don't have internet, your shit doesn't even work anyway, so what does it matter if I have a disc? Like, I understand your perspective from that, but I will throw you the wrench in your plan and say, like, when I was a kid, I borrowed and swapped video games from my friends all the time. Someone has a single mom, which I grew up with a single mom. We couldn't really afford games. I had some friends where, they had a bunch of games. They had parents that had some money and they would, have games and I'd borrow them and do all that stuff. Yeah, that's not an option no more.
No.
Completely monopolized pricing. So now, in order, if you want a PlayStation game, you have to go to Sony.
Yeah.
You have to go to Sony to buy it. Right now, you can go to Walmart. You can go to GameStop. You can go to Disc Replay. You can buy a used version. You can buy, a new version, whatever. And you can still own that. Now, I mean, we're not getting too technical because there are still ways that even though you own it, you still don't exactly own it nowadays. But it's more of a representation because now they're going to completely remove that.
Yeah, because the resale market is basically obsolete.
There will be none.
Once they do the disc, no disc thing.
There will be none. And then you watch, sales will not really happen. They don't have to. They don't have to do price matching. They don't have to do sales. I mean, because they still want people to buy the games, but there's no other... It's a monopoly. There's no competition to drive down pricing, and that's what a monopoly is. You own everything, you set the price. Fuck you, you don't want it, you ain't getting it. When there's competition in a free market, prices get driven down because, hey, the guy down the street's got it. I'm going to go there and get it cheaper. That will not exist anymore. And that's just really sad realization. And I really am disappointed because I feel like it's the way society is moving, and that is insanely scary for me. I know you have a young child. I have a young child.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want those things to go away. I don't want my kid to just, hey, let's just stream this. And it's like, well, if your internet goes down, guess what, bud? You're not doing nothing. Hey, your account got hacked and it's in suspension because, suspected fraud. Yeah, you're not going to watch anything. It didn't pay the bill. Yeah. It's just... It's a really, really bad direction we're going, and I'm not even getting into like other stuff too, because I could rant probably for hours straight.
This would no longer be an Evil Dead burn review.
Yeah, no, but it's the same thing. It's like my aunt went to the rally against the data center in Bristol.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, they listen to those people, but then they're going to shut the door and they're like, like they're lining our pockets. Fuck those people. We're voting it in. And there isn't nothing you can do. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. And the only thing that's not an illusion is if you boycott or if you do some insane shit, like some people that are in jail that I won't mention names because I don't want to get any flags or anything like that. But if you do extreme shit, then like that's, the only path that people have taken, And it's just really, I don't like the way society's going. That's why I always stress to everyone, buy local, because I'm so big on like local communities.
Oh, I think
like,
it's so important.
The older I get, like support your artists, hire local, like fuck companies and all that shit.
Fuck
like
AI.
Because we do. I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper that I got from a store that's a corporation. But I have consciously started to do it less. Yeah. And I think that's something that we all can do. And I would really encourage, but it's just really disappointing, because now we have Paramount and Warner Brothers going to the Supreme Court because they're trying to monopolize shit. It's just like all these. I just want you people to understand that we live under an umbrella that motherfuckers will give you cancer just to sell you the treatment.
Yeah.
Like that's the reality of the world we live in. And when you realize that, life becomes a little bit easier because you don't fall for the tricks. We all should love each other and hate these companies.
Right.
And forget the divide, forget our differences. Those are all just, they're farces. They're not real. We're all people that should love each other, and it doesn't matter where you sit on a fence or what team you like or what anything. We all should band together. And if we see something that's not good, vote with your money, vote with your dollar. Yep. Vote with your, I'll just, again, I don't want us to get flagged because I can fucking rant and get us banned permanently.
Oh,
not going to do that.
You're fine.
But
compared to what other people
I know. But it's so frustrating because I see it and like, yeah, there's some tension with it, but it's died down. But this is just one thing. Like, you're going to never own a disc again for a video game. And that's a sad fact because we had Blockbusters. Now we don't. We had little super sounds in the Concord Mall that I used to love to go to. That doesn't exist anymore. And it doesn't exist because of the path that we are going down now. We started years ago. And it killed the video stores. It killed the record stores. And now the ones that are around are so few and far between, but now they're like novelties.
Yeah.
So the whole point of my rant was to just tell everyone to wake up and be aware. We're heading down a path that I'm very concerned about. These companies don't give a fuck about you. Mm-mm. It's your dollar and that's it. And if you don't give them your dollar, that's the only thing that matters. Then they don't get what they want. If they're doing something that you deem unacceptable, you have to show them it's unacceptable. You and your friends and your friends' friends and their friends and so on and so forth. I'm not going to buy a new system because the new system that's going to roll out supposedly, is going to have no disk drives, anything like that. I am not buying GTA 6, even though I want to. I am not buying that game. It is just digital only.
And how this relates back to Evil Dead Burn is like, I assume they're going to maybe do physical media, but what if they don't?
And that's the thing. There's so many movies coming out that like, I just don't, I'm not, if it's on an app, which... Like
Shudder or something like that.
Yeah, but I say that, and then I'm making a conscientious effort. I'm cutting half of my apps once my daughter leaves, because, I don't... She doesn't have anything to do with this, so I don't want to, like, take the apps away from her. But when I come back, I'm evaluating. I'm gutting half of the apps that I have. I'm getting rid of. It's money I don't want to spend, and it's companies I don't want to support. I don't want to rely on these, and I've not bought movies digitally ever. I do not own a digital movie. I will stream it or I will buy the disc, and that's it. Because like you can on the PlayStation, you can on all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
No, I won't do that.
Here's hoping
it ties in.
Yeah, exactly. And here's hoping that like Sam Raimi, and I would think
you're Sam Raimi. You can do whatever the hell you want.
I was gonna say I would think he would be all for physical media, especially Bruce Campbell, who was executive. Was he executive producer?
Yeah, he was a producer. Yeah,
executive producer on this Evil Dead Burn. So like, I could see both of them still coming together and be like, yeah, this needs a physical media release. And we could do so many cool things because we have so many, we know our fans, we know our fan base. Now, watch I say all this and it doesn't come out that way, but it's like, I hope that's the case.
Well, it's moving along that path. There are fewer and fewer disc available movies, physical media movies available. And unless something changes, or if we change it, my crystal ball, I can predict the future. It's going to continue to lessen and lessen and lessen until there are no more. The quote that I'm really taking to heart is, if there's no ownership, there's no piracy.
That's true.
If you don't own it, you can't steal it.
Yeah.
Little food for thought there, kiddies.
Like that.
Yeah. Not everything great is fast. In fact, I would argue that there are more things that are not great that are fast. No, I'm not just talking about sex, but
I didn't know what I was thinking.
It bothers me because of the type of observer I am to be able to see this stuff and to not call it out and at least try to spark conversation and make people aware and encourage you to buy local and please, please, please vote with your dollar. Vote with your dollar. That's the only thing, in my opinion, that matters. It's the only thing that these people will listen to because they're trying to monopolize and get every single bit of your money and control it. There we go. All right,
and control it.
And control it. It's about control. Control.
Well, you know what else is about control? This movie and this terrible family. So, Evil Dead Burn, guys. I am very excited to talk about this with you because when that movie ended, you were like, you gave me a look like I got some differing opinions, and I'm like, okay, good, because I got differing opinions too.
Yeah.
So Evil Dead Burn was made by a gentleman,
I can't say his name.
Sebastian Venick. I don't know.
I don't know either. I saw that. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
I think he is French, which would make sense for the French character that was in it.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I kept joking, was she French-Canadian or was she actually French, like from France?
She did not have like a French-Canadian accent.
It was very thick. Well, not very thick. She actually had a pretty good, in between. Yeah, accent. But apparently he has only done he only has 3 other films on his belt. And they're all short films, except for Infested. Infested was his first film debut. And I never saw Infested. It was 2023 when that one came out, and it's a French film. But apparently, I think it was... can't remember if it was Sam Raimi or the dude that did Evil Dead Rise that saw him and was like, and saw Infected and was like, oh, or Infested and was like, oh, he could do some shit like that,
Yeah.
So either way, he is the mastermind behind it. He's the director. He's the writer. How are we going to get into this? Well, I think we just rip into it.
Yeah, we can just rip into it. It's so it's part of the Evil Dead franchise. Obviously, if any of you don't know that,
it's definitely part of the trilogy, the new trilogy that they're kind of creating.
Yeah, they kind of
because they brought
Halloweened it.
Yeah,
but on like a more out there scale because Halloween still had Michael Myers, but this does not have any remnants really of the original.
It does, subtle. But it doesn't. Subtle, yeah. I don't know. I've heard people kind of describe it this way. You could almost tie this back to the original Evil Dead, as in there are 3 books that Ash finds in Army of Darkness, and the theory goes that each of those books are part of what everybody finds in this new trilogy. Because for this one, it's a Kandarian dagger, and there is a book somewhere. I guess it's lost. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then in Evil Dead Rise, there was the book that was locked up in the cellar or whatever it was in the high rise.
Yeah.
And then there was another book in the 2013 movie.
See, I have to rewatch that one because
that's in the cabin,
Yeah, I remember I liked it. I need to rewatch that.
So there's at least 2 books in this new trilogy that have been found. So that's kind of where they're kind of piecing this together. And again, we had the Kandarian dagger in this one, so there's got to be a third book out there somewhere, unless
which we didn't know about till the end, right?
Like about the dagger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was introduced in the beginning.
It was hard. I have problems focusing, and with my daughter ranting and talking so much, I will readily admit that when I grade this, it's under a grade, but like I also have to understand that my daughter was talking a lot
during the movie,
and I could not focus very well for this movie. So when I grade it, it's a very loose grade that could be more fine-tuned.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like that this is a continuation because there is a part that happens at the end of this film, and we'll get into it later, that ties the two together. But I think when that part happens, it lost me.
Sure.
I was not happy about it.
Yeah.
But...
with the movie, to kind of run you through it, it follows a group of...
They're not teenagers. They're not our age. They're like 30s, 40s.
I would say they're more like...
Are they 20s?
I would say they're mid to late 20s, maybe early 30s. Probably late 20s. But it's I don't want to say not necessarily friends, because they're kind of like...
Yeah, because they're related.
They're family adjacent in some points.
Because it's Will, who is the main asshole douchebag guy.
Yeah.
And then it's the other brother,
was he
Joey?
Yeah.
Joey, they're the two brothers. They're not the mains. We're not following them per se, but they are integral, however you want to say that.
Integral?
Integral, yeah, maybe. To this whole story, because like they're the ones that are related, and they each have girlfriends. Or in this case, in Will's case, he has a wife, which is the French lady. They own a bar or a really successful club or bar or something together. And then, Joey and his girlfriend, I don't even think they're married yet. Joey and his girlfriend are very close, are very cute. I think they're a really cute couple. And you can tell that Will is jealous of them. Mm-hmm. And even
kind of the dynamic they have.
Yeah, and even the jealousy between how good his wife and his brother Joey get along too. Like they're the three friends in this friend group, even though they're kind of family. Mm-hmm. And Will is just kind of the douchebag that's making it all worse.
Yeah.
But they get into a fight, and then that's what leads to his death, which is a pretty funny death, I must say.
Yeah, it's interesting, and then the cutscene, of course.
Oh, that beautiful cutscene with the boot. It was butt.
My daughter had to cover her eyes. I had no clue that was coming up. I would have
the best jump scare ever.
I would have kind of tried to prep that for her, but I missed it. But she thankfully covered her eyes.
I do like that at the beginning, though, that like the girl from Evil Dead Rise that was in the water, she comes back.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
I forgot about that, and I was like, oh, I half remember that.
I was gonna say she was like the coolest part of the opening scene.
Yeah, so the movie progresses, and not the main character, but the husband dies, and you're really starting to, at this point, you're starting to see. Can you call them Deadites? Or
yeah, they're Deadites. Still. The Deadites infect his family.
Yeah, and you really start to see them. Infecting people.
Yes, and the way they infect people, because it's always been weird how Deadites infect people.
I know.
Like, the first movie, you'd go through each of those kills and be like, okay, someone gets infected because they get fucked by a tree. Essentially.
Yeah.
Someone else gets infected by getting a scratch on their arm. Mm-hmm. Another person gets infected by... I think it was either that movie or the second movie. A fucking pencil going right into their ankle.
Yeah.
Like, how did that remotely relate? Like, they didn't get bit, nothing. Like, how did that manage to happen?
I want to say hello.
You can say hello real quick. Go ahead. Say hello.
Hello.
So the Deadites in this one also have interesting abilities to, like, possess their people. Like, one is, I don't know, stabbing her with a fucking, what do you call it, like a thing through her cheek.
Oh,
like
the headrest.
The headrest in the car, of all things, through her cheek.
Yeah.
Another one was a burn, just a burn.
Mm-hmm.
Another one was...
Bad was the burn, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then saliva.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Which was... Okay.
I guess that would work. I don't know. And then another one was just being stabbed to death. So it's just like, all right.
And then apparently making out half works.
Right?
Half works, like it didn't quite take, but it did.
Yeah. This family fucking sucks. I think I said that already, but oh my god. It's just, the brother is the most, Will, the main guy that's kind of an asshole. He is like the worst toxic male ever. And the dad, you can see where he got it from. Yeah. But then Joey's this real sweet dude. I don't even think he's spineless. A lot of people on the internet has been calling him like kind of a wuss, and I'm like, he's not really, though.
I would say he's a little passive, though. He's not like... So the thing I would say is he's just him. Because, like, you know, there are some guys that are passive and some guys that are not. But I think some of the problem people may have is they expect more of like a leading man type role. But, like, not every guy's like that.
Exactly.
And, you know, like, every movie doesn't have to follow a script or follow, you know, like I don't know, like...
Yeah, like whatever. Like a role.
Yeah.
Like a particular role.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's just not your stereotypical alpha male.
Yeah, no, that's the lame-ass douchebag that dies early.
Yeah, so, you know, I mean, he's just, in a sense, him. You know, that's the easiest way that I could describe it.
He's just a sweet kid. Like, I don't know how else to describe him. He's a sweet kid. He cares. You can tell he cares.
I was just saying, and he tries a lot. You know, like, he really tries to help and, like, save the people and all that sort of stuff. But, like, you know, everyone has their limitations.
Absolutely. And, like, his... Because if we go through the list of people that are in his family, in this decrepit, nasty-ass house, but mind you, why the fuck are they still living there? And
so we'll get into some of the problems I had with the movie, and I will say that it could also be due to my lack of focus. But I didn't understand why it said that they had given the house to the kid. They said that they gave the house to the kid, and no, you did nothing to it. You just let it go down and all that stuff. But I'm like,
oh yeah,
but it's like they say that, but like, why?
Yeah,
I didn't even know. I assume it's because the grandfather died, but I don't remember them saying that. Some of the details for me in this movie were fuzzy. Again, it could be because I couldn't focus, but then it also, I think, might have been a flaw of the movie, in my opinion, was just like, I like a little backstory.
Yeah,
I like a little, tell me about the past and then bring me up to speed and then let's go from there. Yeah, I didn't feel I got a lot of it.
Because, the grandfather died, and the grandfather is apparently a part of the cult, the wise men cult.
I don't even know his name.
Yeah.
I don't know the grandfather's name. I don't know the name of the cult.
Wiseman. The Wiseman
was
cult.
The Wiseman?
Yeah. They were the ones that had the Canadian dagger. And then he kept calling it the Canadian dagger. And I thought that was funny.
And then she kept saying avocado. Oh, something for the
Necronomicon.
She couldn't say Necronomicon, so she said like avocado or something to it.
She was being silly.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
But like, she's weird. But yeah, so he had all these notes and everything like that. And of course, it's one of those where don't fucking play the tape, idiot. Don't read the fucking words.
Don't say the words out loud.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen Beetlejuice or Candyman?
Right. And like you get Evil Dead Sam Raimi shot as the Deadites are going through like this nasty... I don't know what it is about that house. That house is just gross and disgusting. And why would you give this to them as like their wedding gift? Because that was part of it too. Yeah. Like the mom insisted when this French lady and Will got married that they got married at the house.
At that shitty house?
Yes. In the gazebo. That's where they got married at. And it's just, what that tells me is she just has a grip on her family. And she even says that, like, without my family, I'm nothing.
That is weird. I didn't realize that.
But she has to have this nasty grip on them in order to, like, feel she's in control. And you can see that in the way she interacts with everybody and the way... Because even though it was Will who ran out because he was... excuse me. He had a fight with his girlfriend, with his wife.
Yep.
And it was his dumb ass that got killed. And it really wasn't his fault. The Deadite is the one who did it, but whatever. But
he was speeding and been drinking, so he did attribute to it.
Yeah, but there was a blame game going around, like who actually killed, Will, and who was, that sort of bullshit. But which you definitely see as a funeral director a lot of during grief that they want to put blame on somebody, and it's like. Yeah. If it's an accident, it's an accident. Nobody contributed to this death if it was an accident.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's, and the movie starts to go that, the Deadites slowly start to try and get what they want from the family members, and all hell breaks loose. The movie is pretty goopy, gory.
It's fun, gory.
Yeah, it's on the more gory side.
It's definitely brutal.
There's a lot of splattering and different things like that. So
I think my favorite part is just anything with the grandma. She made me laugh. Poor lady though has dementia.
Sawing off her own leg.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was so funny.
Yeah.
The fact that she comes back at the end crawling.
Yeah, I was hoping that she was rubbing her leg to static shock him.
That would have been so funny.
I don't know why. Because at first nothing was happening. I'm like, she's rubbing her leg. I'm like,
nothing was happening. Then all of a sudden the blood started coming. I was like, okay. She's sawing it off with the mirror shard.
Yeah, she's a trapped animal.
Yep, that was pretty funny. And I don't know, the one part though that I had a little issue with the gore, and I've heard a couple other people say the same thing too. Is it looked great? It was wonderful.
Yeah, it did.
But there's sometimes some of the gore just was not needed,
unnecessary. Yeah.
The one part that I can think of was the dude that shot himself 3 times. The dad.
Yeah.
It's like.
I felt like they
what was that, really?
I felt like that might have been a moment of this has never been done before.
I guess so.
Let's do it. And, we're throwing it in a movie that is full of overkill. Mm-hmm. So to me, it fit. And I think that they were really kind of setting the tone of what's to come, because until that moment there wasn't a ton of overkill, but from that moment on, in my opinion, there was a lot of overkill. So maybe that's what they were doing, is kind of setting the tone.
Because the other thing is how do you truly kill a Deadite? How do you truly kill a Deadite? Because I always was under the assumption, watching the Evil Dead's franchises, not necessarily decapitation, but if you burn them, and if you, destroy the head somehow. Completely destroy, not just decapitate them, but destroy the whole head.
Yeah.
It will somehow they cannot function.
Yeah.
Because when Ash's girlfriend in the second movie loses her head, she's able to find it again and reattach it and be stupid with it. So it's not until he, full on demolishes her head that it, it's gone.
Yeah.
And we see that here, too, with the girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it.
Joey's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Which, I like her. I thought she was a funny Deadite. She's more of your traditional Deadite, for sure.
Yeah, she did a good job. Yeah, it's, I've got some positives and negatives.
Well, start with your positives.
So, my positives for it is I liked the Deadite acting. I thought the look of the dad was so cool. How they made him look. The contrast in colors they chose with him, I thought was really cool.
With the reds and
even some of the blues in the background. I thought them making out the grandma was a cool part of it, because you have so many Deadites that are like her in the other Evil Dead movies, the older lady and the smell your soul,
Henrietta,
that kind of, type of character, and I felt that was a direct callback to more of a classic Deadite, because she wasn't as serious. Even when she was being Deadited out, she was kind of funny, And I thought that was very, very cool.
She was definitely the comedic relief.
Yeah,
I liked her.
I liked some of the callback shots with the camera work and stuff like that too. You had your classic, Remy Deadite, I
like the there's a one scene in the bathroom where upside down where she's choking her out. That was amazing. That was pretty cool, yeah. That was beautiful. And then the other shot I like, it was very French. I don't know how to describe it. It was very European shot of like the where they're having the fight in the car, like this crazy ass fight after the dad kills the dog and stabs himself somehow. Yes, Boomer does not live, but he'll come back. Don't worry. Yeah. Which is kind of cool. I don't think we've seen Deadite animal before.
Was there an Army of Darkness?
I don't remember. Was there? Was there a horse?
To me, if there was any, it would have been an Army of Darkness. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I like, some of the camera work was very unique. I liked that the actors, I somewhat recognized some of their faces, but I could not tell you one of their names. I always enjoy when films do that. It's good to have your actors and actresses you like, but I do like a cast of, hey, I've seen you in something, but I couldn't tell you what and couldn't say your name. Yeah. I thought that they did really good work for that. The special effects were pretty top notch.
Oh, yeah.
I love that they gored it out. I thought that was really cool. Those would be my positives.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going into positives, I think for me, we'll get into it. It's part of my negatives too. It's both a positive and a negative. I like the story of a toxic family. Maybe because I'm from a toxic family, so like I get it. Like I could feel all the tension, all this.
There's a lot of drama that gets added to that.
And I like that the Deadites kind of feed on that. Like they constantly are berating this poor girl for shit she didn't even do, but like really playing into her insecurities. And I kind of dig that.
Yeah, another thing they did, I can't remember if they've done it in one of the Evil Deads. It doesn't ring a bell, but they almost did a "you're in my head" type thing.
Yeah,
where it's like you're almost getting taken over, but you hear like the Deadite saying like to the dad, "Don't fight it," or whatever. I don't remember them doing that in the Evil Deads. I may be mistaken.
Right.
I didn't, prepare this thought. It's just off the top of my head, but I don't recall that being a thing. And so I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of that was similar to that is in Evil Dead 2 with the laughing stuff. Yeah. That's the only thing I could think of that's really close to that.
Yeah.
But in this case, it was a family member. It was Will talking from beyond the grave.
Yeah, it was.
Because Will had been burnt to a crisp.
Yeah.
And that funeral parlor, man. That fucking funeral parlor sucks ass.
And they didn't do a lot trying to make it,
realistic or anything. Which luckily, I look back at it, no, that crematorium is not the same as a prep room. Thank God. It is just a crematorium, but like their supply closet with all the fucking urns was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hey, you.
Come on, please.
Go up there.
Just a few more minutes.
But, what was I talking about? Oh, the funeral parlor.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what I hated the most about the funeral room, or like the whole funeral setup, is one, this poor young man's funeral service is going on at the funeral home while there's fucking construction going on outside.
Yeah.
There would be no fucking way we would do that. We would probably end up either having to, because this was a pretty sudden death, I would imagine. But regardless, I feel like they had enough time because first off, he's burnt to a crisp already. You might as well fucking cremate his ass if you're going to. In this case, they didn't. They decided to leave his burn ass up in the casket that they were going to burn later. And it's like, you can do that. That is something you can do. But I would imagine, because I have been around burn victims before, like severe burn victims, first off, I can't smell. Like, I was born without it. But that smell is the most horrendous thing. And I swear to God, that casket could not do a fucking thing to hide that smell.
Oh, no, yeah.
There'd been no way.
No.
No way.
No, because it's not... it's not 100% airtight.
Exactly. It's wood.
Yeah.
There's no way. And even if you had like one of the airtight caskets, like the gasketed caskets, I don't think that would even help either. I'm pretty sure there would be some way that smell would escape.
Probably.
So that's why I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. And the fact that he tried to take that goddamn whole casket down the steps by himself.
Yeah.
That bitch that was up there didn't even try to help. I was like,
what, is he going to phantasm the casket?
Right? Just eat
it? Yeah, just carry it. Another thing I was thinking about is, and this may or may not be true or not, and I'll be asking you this.
Yeah.
The thing that I found weird is that you would have the machine to cremate. What is it called?
The retort?
Okay, you'd have the retort in such a small room.
Oh my god.
When I turn my oven on in my house, my shit gets hot. So I'm assuming if that's a small room, you wouldn't want it in that small room because it would be, you couldn't go in there.
Nope. You couldn't go in there and check in on the, any of the knobs because you need to check the heat all the time.
Sure.
That's why crematoriums, if you ever go to one, they're fucking huge. Because you need that room for that air to circulate and everything like that. Because otherwise, you're going to fucking suffocate in there.
Yeah, and I imagine, I don't know if they do, but I would imagine that some of the more popular ones, if it's not, required, would have like a specific filtration system or air duct system in there to help.
There would have to be something in there.
Circulate and stuff. So, yeah, I found that really weird. I'm like, why would you have a tiny little broom closet and this huge, like, flame machine oven, like, once you turn that bitch on, nobody's gonna be, I would imagine you couldn't even touch the door handle on the other side.
No.
You burn the shit out of yourself, probably.
It probably hurt yourself real bad, for sure.
Just with the heat transfer and stuff.
Yeah.
I just thought that was like...
Well, and the fact that they keep all their fucking urn supply in there. I'm like, why do you have that many goddamn urns?
Yeah.
And then they try to, at the end of the movie, they try to go back and say, oh, well, they're all the people that were never claimed or something like that. First off, I don't know where this movie takes place, like as far as what their state laws are, but technically in Indiana, you can only hold a person's cremated remains for 60 days.
Yeah, like what, do you have old Ralphie on the shelf since 1946?
Yeah, you legally can't do that. So you have 60, so basically within 60 days, if the family does not come forward legally, the funeral home, after multiple attempts, you got to try to contact this family. Yeah. After multiple attempts, if they do not come forward, you, as the funeral director, and the funeral home can regulate how you're going to dispose of those cremated remains. Of course, they'll be respectful, whatever it is, but...
I'll just toss them in the garbage.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, of course. And in our case, we had like an actual vault.
Yeah.
That we would put them into, and they would all be buried together.
Yeah, and I know hospitals do that sort of kind of thing with medical waste and stuff, because there's like ectopic pregnancy to where it's...
Well,
it's like
they're not allowed to do that anymore.
No, okay. Well,
so they come to us now.
Oh, okay. So,
they're technically babies.
Okay.
So they come to us, and we have to give them a proper burial.
Okay. Yeah, I took some health courses in high school, and I know that
they used to do it.
They used to, have to. And a lot of times, depending on what it is, you have to have the person sign off or something like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, so you got a little funeral history there from Evil Dead Burn.
Yeah, so
what were your negatives, I guess?
So my negatives for me was I felt like I don't want to say this movie was like a full cash grab. I don't feel like it was that, but I really am like, did this movie need to have the Evil Dead name attached to it?
See?
Like, I feel like they were, trying to make a square peg fit into a round hole.
Yeah.
I just felt like this movie could have been just a standalone, and you would have just wrote the story in a different direction slightly.
Yeah.
And, like... That would have been that.
I honestly wholeheartedly agree with you.
Yeah.
Because that is what this movie felt like. It did feel like that this young man wrote a film, and they're like, you can turn those into deadites.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Well, the only way that people will watch your film, kid, is if you put an Evil Dead title in front of it.
Right. Yeah, see?
Yeah. It'll be great. We'll get lots of money.
We'll smoke that cigar.
Yeah, we'll just call it Evil Dead Burn, even though I don't know why the fuck it was called Evil Dead Burn. That's my other thing. Why was it called Evil Dead Burn?
Everybody got fucking burnt in it. Like, the kid got burnt in it. She liked to light up cigarettes all the time.
I know, and I thought that was weird, but I thought it would, like...
The burn is what caused the mess. When Will came out of the casket and burned his dad, and then that just kind of spread. It spread like wildfire.
I just felt like to call it burn, I was expecting there to be, it'd be like calling an action movie Shotgun Wound. Like that's kind of what I felt like it was, or like karate kick upside the face for a karate movie. Like I thought with burn being in the title, it would have a bigger aspect to it. And then I get all the points you're making are valid. I assume that's why it was.
Yeah.
But I wanted it to be more like it's burn is such like a descriptive title. And I understand the main character, the main bad guy, the husband was burnt to a crisp. But I don't know. I was wanting it to be more of something tied into it. Because the whole thing was like there was burn motifs all over it. Like she drinks the candle. Yeah.
There was a couple other ones where the house finally gets set on fire, and then of course the end scene at the fight scene at the end where he's in molten construction lava.
I hated that.
Oh, you didn't like it? I thought it was funny.
Felt like they took the CGI from Terminator 2 and morphed it into this movie and said, hey, make him look burnt. And I'm like, dude, that was terrible. I'm sorry. The husband at the end was just trash. That was shitty.
However, to be fair, because I did read an article about it, they did use practical effects.
Okay, I'll give them that.
They did use practical effects for him. However, any of the CGI parts that you saw were green screen. Yeah. So, like, if you look at pictures of him, the burnt parts is makeup.
Yeah,
then the holes were all green.
To me, with the budget I assume they had, but I expected more than Stranger Things effects.
Yeah, I agree with you, though. They didn't look that great. The CG in this did not look great, but all the practical effects look wonderful.
Yeah. And to me, I wouldn't have noticed it if not the stuff before it was so good.
Yeah.
To me, that's why it stood out. It's like, if there were some turds dropped previously, the end wouldn't seem like such a big
jarring.
Yeah,
so weird.
It wouldn't be such a big turd. Yeah. But everything was really good up to that, to where I'm like, what? What is this? Right. This looks like straight out of Stranger Things or something like that. I'm like, come on.
It really did. I feel like, and when... I said I've seen multiple burn victims before. Yeah, he looked like a burn victim. That's exactly what I would expect. But, like, you could have also done, I don't know. You could have played it up a little bit. He could have looked a little bit more human. I know he kind of briefly turns human at the end, but it's like, whatever.
Yeah, so...
Was that your only negative, though?
I mean, that, and the cash grab with just throwing the title. I felt the title was just thrown on there to draw up attention, which I kind of felt was unnecessary. Mm-hmm. Not a bad movie. I mean, I won't rate it just yet unless you're ready to rate.
No, not yet. I was gonna go over my negatives.
No, yeah, absolutely. Go for yours, because those are my two big things. I felt it was a cash grab. Didn't like the guy at the end, and I felt the story was a little weak.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the story's a little weak myself. I think this trilogy definitely likes to have familial bonds.
Yeah.
Because, like, the 2013, it was, like, the brother and sister, and it was the whole drug addict thing where, like, they were trying to get her clean and all this other stuff with a group of friends. Okay, yeah, that's unique. I've not seen that before back in 2013. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And did not expect that out of an Evil Dead movie. That's what made it so unique.
Yeah.
And then the second movie, Evil Dead Rise,
was all family.
Yeah, it was a major tragedy that happened to this family, and only the daughter and the sister survived.
Yeah.
And that was unique and different. And it took place in a fucking high-rise, so there's a multiple Deadites that are just coming out of nowhere, or out of everywhere. And then this one, it was more contained, kind of. More contained with just his family, but I think that's what made it so... Maybe that's why I don't like it. I mean, I do like it. I do like the movie, but maybe that's part of the reason I don't like it, is because I have family trauma as well. So watching this in a confined fucking house that you can't escape from,
it worse.
Just it's like, oh no, this is my worst nightmare actually. Staying with my terrible parents again. Like I'm getting better with them as far as relationship, but with these particular terrible parents in this particular movie that do not give a fuck about you, because you got married into their family. They don't care about you, except for maybe Joey and the girlfriend, and that was about it. But, I do like that, the mom's downfall was she didn't want her family to not be together, so she ends up making out with Deadite Dad. You haven't kissed me like that in years. That was so funny.
So stupid.
That made me laugh so hard.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, damn, girl, I believe it, though. With the way your family looked before. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, you weren't getting any head.
Yeah.
You weren't getting anything. A poor woman.
Honey, can you not wear a muumuu tonight? That's their idea of action.
But, as far as another negative thing that I didn't like is I did not like Ellie coming back at the very end.
Yeah, I didn't touch on that because I knew you would.
Because
I love her so much.
I love her too.
Oh my gosh, she did so awesome. So I was happy to just see her, but I didn't think about what that even means. I'm also just like, oh, that character. And then I didn't know where I was going, I'm with you.
That's where I felt the cash grab. That's what took me out of the movie afterwards. I loved the movie, for the most part, leading up to it. And then all of a sudden, Ellie pops up at the funeral home because her cremated remains have not been collected. That was the whole thing. Yeah. And I was like, okay. So
she kind of showed up in the mirror at first, right?
Yep, and then somehow essence-wise, the girl kind of brought her back or some shit like that.
I don't know.
Which again, we've seen mirrors before in Evil Dead, with Ash. Yeah. In Evil Ash, kind of going at it in the mirror. But what really pissed me off is now I have no idea what the Deadite rules are anymore.
I know, yeah.
Because Ellie was fucking mutilated when she merged with her two children at the end. They became this nasty monstrosity.
Yeah.
And they got thrown into a goddamn wood chipper afterwards. So there should have been no way that this body should have come back.
Yeah.
To my knowledge. I do not remember a hand or anything like that escaping me, but I need to go watch it again. I do not remember that in Evil Dead Rise. And then the other part that pisses me off even more is, okay, you mean to tell me somebody found Ellie, the other two children's chopped up body parts in the wood chipper and decided to have them cremated? And they didn't pick it up? What?
Yeah.
That made no sense to me. Yeah. And the fact that she could come back after all of that. So what the fuck is a Deadite? How do you kill them? Is it just the Kandarian dagger that offs them completely?
Well, what are their principles? What's
the rules?
Yeah, what's the dynamic of it,
Because, that was the other thing that the grandfather, he said he was trying to protect his family by keeping all this stuff stored away. He realized how evil it was, all this other stuff, but he's part of the wise men group that have to keep it contained, all this other bullshit.
How'd they even know? How'd they even know that that's the house?
Because
how do they even know that he's the grandpa that had it?
Because when the kid opened the book, they could sense it. All the Deadites started to rise and started to feel it again. True. So apparently when they did that shit, when the young man, Joey, got into his grandpa's stuff, that woke him up.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
But then, regardless, that still doesn't make any sense. Because it's just like, I don't know, like, okay, so the Kandarian dagger is the only thing that can kill them completely. But, like, also, the goddamn Deadites want to get it and obtain it for some reason.
Which
why would you want to get
the only
it?
assumption I thought was so that they could keep it or destroy it or hide it so that they can't be killed anymore.
Right? But then again, like, what is a Deadite's ending goal here? What if they infected the whole world? Everybody's a Deadite.
Yeah, would they be done? Would they just chill and hang out with each other?
What would they do? What?
Would they play Deadite board games?
Right? Like, what is their end goal? Yeah. I really want to know, because it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's my little rant. That's my negatives. And I was just like, I don't like that little Ellie cash grab. I don't know what's going to be done. And even the director was upset about it. He said that he was told it had to be thrown in there. And you could tell. I felt that.
Yeah.
No. Other than that, that's kind of my thoughts. Are you ready for grading it?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, what would you grade it? Because I need to hear your thoughts first.
So for me,
I don't know.
My grading scale is 7 means that it's ownable.
Okay, so we're doing sevens or numbers.
Yeah, 1 to 10. So my grade scale is 7 means that I recommend that you should own it. This one I am grading at a 6.5. So what that means is I will not pay full price for this, but I would swipe it out of the $5 bin. 6.5.
That's a very fair price, because I can't remember what our rank. We did do a Evil Dead ranking video a while back for Blake's birthday.
Yeah.
But I don't know where exactly this. I think for me this movie is the lowest movie out of all the Evil Dead movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the one I'm going to go back to. Probably not. Like, it's not going to be the entertaining one. It's going to be, oh yeah, that movie was there. That movie was okay.
Yeah, I put Rise above this one.
Oh, sure. Rise is 100% above this. Like, in the new series, yeah, it'd probably be like 2013, Rise. Exactly in that order.
Yeah, so I mean, by making this film, in my opinion, and it sounds like in yours, they took a step down.
I think so.
Took a step backwards.
And I think it's neat that, the whole family dynamic, what they were trying to do, making everything feel claustrophobic. Whatever. Like, I think that's cool, but again, that's where it feels like this could have been a different story. You didn't have to slap Deadites into this.
Yeah. Well, I said 6.5. What are you saying?
I'm probably saying about... I don't want to, like, if 7 is owning it, like, you'd pay full price for this. I would not. I'm right there with you. I'd probably say a solid 6, though.
Sure.
I'd just stay at 6.
And here, you thought, and it's funny, I scored higher than you, but yesterday
I was like, it's not that bad, Mark.
You were saying you liked it, or like saying that, like, you thought that I liked it way less. That's funny how you scored. I thought for sure you were going to maybe do an 8, and then I was going to do a 6.5. But
no, it's not. It's not that good to give it an 8.
No, I agree.
I feel bad because, like, this kid, he's a grown ass man. This man has done only one other film under his belt, and then he was given Evil Dead as, like, his, oh, let's see what you got, kid. Yeah. Which, to be fair, that's what they did with the kid that did Evil Dead Rise, too. Because he later went on to go do The Mummy as well. Lee Cronin.
Yeah.
And he also had only, like, one other movie under his belt. So it's like, okay, I like that they're giving not independent filmmakers, I guess kind of independent filmmakers a chance. I do like that Sam Raimi's doing that, and he's finding different directors to tell new stories.
Yeah.
And I guess you can make that argument, too, like, we've talked about this with The Crow. You don't need to do Eric Draven all the time.
No.
Well, that's the same thing with this. You don't need to do Ash all the time.
No, absolutely not.
Deadites can exist anywhere. So it's just one of the people that happen to be affected by Deadites, and this is their story.
Yeah.
But still, it's not that solid of a story. Yeah. It's entertaining, but...
In hindsight, one of the things that disappoints me about the Evil Dead franchise, and I'll do direct comparisons, so the Evil Dead franchise has an icon, and the icon is Bruce Campbell. So you have a horror icon, and, it is very much a part of the franchise. You can't do an Evil Dead movie and not have Ash, in my opinion. And I'll give you the example.
Okay.
So You can't have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre without Leatherface.
Without Bubba.
You can't have a Friday the 13th without Jason. You can't have a Halloween without Michael Myers. Why the fuck are we... Well, yeah. Why the fuck are we trying to do Evil Dead without Ash?
Well,
where I sit is you can't have them. You can't do a Candyman without Candyman.
Right. I see that. Or Chucky without Chucky.
Exactly. I see. Name me another franchise that tries to do that. I can't think of any.
The only one I could think of is as far as like an anthology film, which is what Halloween was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Which I think would have been neat.
Yeah.
But, it was too ahead of its time, and people weren't quite ready for that, and they want to see more Michael Myers. And with you, I totally get there are Ash stand-ins.
Sure.
They teased a chainsaw in this one. We never got it.
No.
And that was sad.
You got to look at it for a second.
Yeah. And that was sad, and I was upset, and I was like, fuck, guys.
Yeah.
But I understand, because 2013 Evil Dead, we basically got female Ash. And that was pretty badass. She got turned to a deadite for a second, and then somehow she snapped out of it, and she was fine. Evil Dead Rise, we kind of got another Ash girl.
She did a great job.
And she also, kicked ass with a child with her,
Mm-hmm.
This girl, I think she's a badass. I think she had potential, but it's like, you didn't. That Ash character, or that Ash stand-in was not doing it for me.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because this poor girl went through hell and went through mental trauma versus, physical. Well, she had physical pain too. Hell, she got a fucking pen stuck in her ear. Ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. There needs to be an Ash stand-in, and I feel that's what this movie was lacking, is the Ash stand-in, which I thought Joey was going to be the Ash stand-in at first, as many times as he got fucking knocked into shelves.
I know.
And stabbed in the back, literally.
Yeah.
But, no.
Yep.
I don't know. How would you have made this movie better? Like, how would you have made her the next Ash stand-in?
Well, I mean, if I'm being 100% honest, the easiest answer is I would not have made this movie. I wouldn't. I would not have. I would have made this movie and called it Psycho Grandma Who Saws Off Her Leg. Yeah, it would be called something else. It would not be an Evil Dead movie.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I just... It feels more like a cash grab in a different way. Because trust me, the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre and stuff, that's a fucking cash grab. Like, I don't know about this Camp Crystal Lake that's going to be coming out. That may not be a cash grab because they're trying to do something different.
Like prequeling.
But to me, like, Bruce Campbell is Evil Dead. Sam Raimi is Evil Dead 2. But, he even takes, in my opinion, a backseat. Because when you say Evil Dead, you think of Ash.
Yeah.
And it's so weird that they try to carry on the Evil Dead name with not having who's synonymous with the Evil Dead name in it.
Yeah.
Just me. So that's why I don't particularly, like this movie. Even though I liked Rise, but I'm not scoring Rise like really well either.
Yeah.
I'm scoring it better.
It's better.
Yeah.
I think you gave it like a 7 or something last time. I gave it an 8.
I would. If just thinking about it now off the top of my dome, I would have done 7.5. Mm-hmm. It's better than Owning. I think it's Owning worthy movie and a little bit better than that.
Yeah, I liked Rise a lot. So I don't know, guys. You form your own opinions. You tell us what you think. But it was an interesting ride, regardless. Like it was fascinating. I did like that there was a lot of good practical effects. Which is
practical effects are worth the watch because it's unique.
Yeah, but
it's got a lot.
Just if you're one of those guys that doesn't like seeing dogs get hurt, they do get hurt. It will come back though. I promise.
Yeah, awesome. So,
with that being said,
Look out for each other, and good night, cellar dwellers.
Bye-bye. Bye. I'll swallow your soul.
Support
local.
And goodbye, cellar dwellers.